Welcome to AD Mathematics, and in this video we are continuing with our multiplication of cells. Notice in the previous video we discussed about the rules of cells. Now the last thing that we failed to talk about was our binomial expansion. Let's quickly jump into that. Let's say I have A plus B multiplying C plus D, where A, B, C, and D are all rational numbers or irrational numbers, or to be precise, they are all real numbers. Okay, now the rule is saying you can bring A out, so you take A and then you multiply by this whole expression C plus D. Then there is plus here, right? You bring it plus. You take this B and then you multiply by C plus D. So you multiply this by the whole of that also. Okay, so we say we have AC plus AD plus BC plus BD. Okay, so this is the expansion. Remember, Z is also a number, a real number, and it must also obey this format. Okay, so let's quickly jump into what we came here to do. Yeah, we want to solve more examples on multiplication of cells. So let's take our first example. Example 1, we have square root of 3 minus 1, all multiplying 2 minus root of 3. Okay, so now remember the rule that we just learned. What does it say? It says take this first number, multiply by the whole of this. Take this next number, multiply by the whole of that. So we have root of 3 multiplying 2 minus root of 3, right? Now there is minus here, so we bring it minus 1. Notice in the previous video we learned, we revised on factorization. So here we are just going by expansion. Yeah. Okay, so minus 1, 2 minus root of 3. So you take this, you multiply by the whole of this. You take this one also, you multiply by the whole of this. Yes. So what is square root of 3 times 2? Notice in our rules that we learned is here from the previous video. I'm sure by now you are conversant with the rules, right? So it's here. A times root of B. What is it? A root B, right? So we have root of 3 times 2. So we have 2 root 3, right? Now, what is root of 3 times root of 3? Remember, it says square root of A times square root of A is equal to the first root is equal to A, right? So, so here, square root of 3 times square root of 3 is equal to that same number, okay, which is 3. But notice the negative sign here. Notice the negative sign here. So this time, this will give us negative 3. Okay, so we are done with this expansion. What about this one? So minus 1 times 2. Minus 1 times 2. What do we get? We get minus 2. And then minus 1 times minus root of 3. We get plus root of 3. If you are conversant with the rules. Okay, so now ask yourself, do we have common terms? Yes. So here we group like terms. So we can say 2 root 3, and then we can take this plus root of 3, and then we take these 2 minus 3 minus 2. So what do we have? Notice I've already told you, anytime you have a number, you can see there is, especially we said there is 1 here, because 1 times root of 3 is the same thing. So normally we usually don't write, but don't forget it is there. So this is applying the rules of addition of and subtraction of cells, right? So this one we are adding cells. We can factorize the root of 3 out. So we have 2 plus 1, this 2, and then this 1. Yes, because we factorize the 3 out. Okay. And then what is minus 3 minus 5? Negative 5. Okay, so what's the final answer? 3 root 3 minus 5. Let's take our last example. I don't want to waste much of your time, but you have to solve more examples so that you understand the concept very well. I have 4 minus root of 3, and then 4 plus root of 3. Okay, so we go by the binomial expansion or the expansion method. We expand this. What do we have? We take this one, 4, then we multiply by the whole of this, 4 plus root of 3, and then we take this negative root of 3 minus root of 3, and then we multiply by the whole of that. Okay, 4 plus root of 3. Okay, so let's expand it 4 times. So this is how the expansion is done. This multiplying this, when you finish this multiplying this, when you finish, you are done with this part, and then this multiplying this, and then this multiplying this. When you are finished, you're also done with that part also. Okay, so let's do 4 times 4 is what? 16. Sorry for changing the colors. I just want you to understand. And then 4 times root of 3 is what? 4 root 3. Okay, minus root of 3 times 4. 4 root 3, right? Minus root of 3 times minus root of 3. Remember, you've neglected the sign for now. What is root of 3 times root of 3? It's the same number. Remember, square root of a times square root of a is equal to a. Okay, so here we get 3 itself, but there's negative here, so minus 3. You ask yourself, are there like terms? Yes, so we group like terms. So we have 16 and then minus 3 plus 4 root 3 minus 4 root 3. Now, what is 16 minus 3? We have 13. What is 4 root 3 minus 4 root 3? It's going to be 0, right? If you really don't understand, let's use our addition method, right? So here we can factorize the negative 3 out. So we have negative 3 out, and then we subtract this one, 4 minus 4. And 4 minus 4, so we have root of 3 times 0. 0 times any number is what? 0. Okay, so the answer is 13. Okay, so please don't forget to share the video, like and subscribe. Also, do well to solve more example on your own. See you in the next video. Bye bye.